Alright, peace, 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 Sabrina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is going to be your reading. You feel what I'm saying? And so in this first portion of the reading, we will be discussing the placements. We'll be looking at your planets and where they are, and we'll be talking about that. And then in the upcoming videos, we will be looking at like your aspects and then the houses and so on and so forth. Alright, so let's begin. So when it comes to your sun, right, we'll begin with your sun. Your sun is within the sign Libra, right, within the first house. So the sign Libra is known as the sign of marriage. You feel what I'm saying? And this sign deals with relationships, but it ultimately just deals with like how dualities relate. You feel me? Because when you think of Libra season, it's like the in-between, you feel me, between like winter and fall. You feel me? And so you can even think of Libra as the balance between like the day and night, if that makes sense, the marriage between the two of them. But yeah, it's ultimately what Libra is all about, the unification of like the negative and the positive. You feel what I'm saying? And so this sign, right, it's signified, it's really recognized for balancing, right, for balance. And so one great misconception is that like Libras in of themselves are signs and people that are balanced. You feel me? But that's not primarily the case. More so that Libras in their life, what they're brought to focus upon is balance. You feel what I'm saying? Balance and harmony. And so the sun is debilitated within the sign of Libra. You feel what I'm saying? Because the sun is supposed to be the ego, right? It's supposed to be the self-expression. And it's like, and this is interesting energy, you feel me? Because the sun is in the first house. And so the first house is also like, it deals with the self as well, you feel me? But it more deals with the department of life that deals with the self. You feel what I'm saying? Meanwhile, the sun deals with how the self expresses itself. I hope that makes sense, because I am saying a lot of self. But anyways, Libra, the sign of marriage, when the sun goes into Libra, you feel me, they become very adapted to pleasing others. You feel what I'm saying? Like when the sun goes here, because Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of like harmony and balance. Because of that, a Libra doesn't like confrontation. You feel what I'm saying? And they want the peace and they want the harmony. And also at the same time, a lot of the times Libras have been recognized to have like somewhat discordant and disharmonious like upbringings, and like primarily seen between like the father and the mother. You feel what I'm saying? Primarily between the father and the mother. But like that energy right there, it kind of, because a lot of the times also when the sun goes into Libra, the department of life that deals with relationships becomes exalted. But at the same time, a lot of times Libras can be overly compromising, you feel me? And they compromise to a point, sometimes where it's like they're settling for something that is not the best for them. But it's like the thing about the Libra energy, you feel me, is they're also, because they're very much associated with the Saturn energy, they're very much concerned also with their status, you feel me, and how they're recognized and how they're known amongst others. You feel what I'm saying as well? So it's like a Libra is a type of individual who, and this is just me sharing information about Libra, a type of individual, you feel me, who wouldn't like walk away from a relationship even if it's toxic to them, but they will stay around the relationship because they're more thinking about like the technical aspects of it, and like how they're being positioned to have a certain status by being associated with this person. You feel me? And it's like, yeah, Libra energy can be manipulative, but a lot of the times they're not manipulative. Like that's not their intention, you feel me, to manipulate. Although when Venus goes into Scorpio, it can be, and I think a lot of this energy that I'm gonna be bringing up is probably more of like your past self, you feel me, because a lot of this is unevolved Libra energy, you feel me. But it's like I can see that you're on your path of evolution and you're evolving, you feel me. But yeah, for the most part, although Libra, they're not known for being I'm trying to be nice. Libras are known for being manipulative. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, with the Libra, you feel me? Because like it's an air sign. They're very logical and they're very mental and they love ideas and the exchange of ideas and information. But on top of that, they operate more from a logical and rational standpoint. You feel me? So for a Libra, love is more in their head than in their heart, if that makes sense. It's like a Libra doesn't per se need like an emotion. It doesn't per se need an emotional attachment with the partner, but more of a mutual agreement that this is beneficial for the both of us. You feel what I'm saying? And yes, let's do this. Yeah, I hope that makes sense. And thus, Libras are very keen towards companionship and friendship. You feel me? They appreciate friendship greatly, and so this energy is altered because you have Libra, the sign of other, but it's within the house of the self. And so with this energy here, people become of importance to your life. You feel me? And throughout your whole life, you'll be making relationships, you feel me, that will be of great paramount importance to you. You feel what I'm saying? But now, Virgo is a sign that's known to be the hermit. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so it's a hermit. It's very isolated, solo dolo. That's the Virgo energy. You feel what I'm saying? So with you having like your ascendant rising sign in Virgo, you are very much a it's like you need your aloneness and your isolation time. But like the way when I look at this energy, like from my awareness, it's like, so Saturn doesn't deal with emotions, and it's also a planet that deals with like business. You feel what I'm saying? And like being of this world and being professional. You feel me? And so the deacon of policy does produce for this very, like, I would say professionalism energy. You feel what I'm saying? A lot of the times, like Libra woman, because it's ruled by Venus, but because it's exalted in Saturn, Libra women also, Libra in general, they care about their status and how they're seen, and so like with the Libra, it's like this energy where Libra wants, it's like a Libra woman would be interested in being a man because of like the status that men are given. You feel what I'm saying? But that's just me trying to explain how like driven for recognition Libra can be. But anyways, furthermore, and so back to the head over heart thing, this is why Libra, for instance, can be a good lawyer, and this is why they can defend a criminal. You feel me? A person who done horrendous things. You feel me? A Libra, because the Libra energy is very much an energy that deals with law and balance. But I'm just bringing up that's how they're able to do it, because a Libra can be very emotionalist. But it's like with Libras, at the same time, it's important that they learn how to open up and be more emotional with their partners, you feel me, and be more vulnerable with their partners. It's like when the moon goes into Sagittarius, it deals with many things, but one of the things it deals with is like bossing, and like Sagittarius is a sign that when the moon goes into Sagittarius, these are individuals, of course, that naturally should put themselves in positions, you feel me, where they're like being listened to, or they're giving commands, and things like that. But it's like at the same time, these individuals may enjoy like being like dominating their partners, or like commanding and telling them things, and you feel what I'm saying? So that's like the moon, when like, because the moon is Sagittarius energy, it's a very they're very, okay, so naturally, of course, they're very optimistic, and they can be very much full of themselves as well, but this is all good energy, because typically the Sagittarius energy brings like ambitiousness, you feel what I'm saying, and being driven. and having a desire to want to accomplish great things, you feel me? And that's why they may have a desire to want to command those around them. But then at the same time, it's like these are individuals, Moon and Sagittarius individuals, you feel me? They have an ability to inspire others, you feel me? And it's like having a partner, you feel me, within a dream, a goal, you know, with you having your Moon in Sagittarius and your Sun in Libra, you're a type of person who has an ability to inspire, like your husband, to reach higher levels, you feel what I'm saying? Reach for those higher levels. All the air signs ultimately are meant to bring new ideas into the world, you know, new ideas and new information into the world. But it's like Libra and Aquarius especially. I mean, Libra, Aquarius, and Gemini, they all are associated with bringing new ideas into the world. That's what the air signs are for. That's why we're here, you know, to help humanity expand their thinking and their ideas. And so, like, with you having your Saturn in Aquarius, which we'll get into later, it would be an alignment for you to get into a field of work, you feel me, that deals with the development of information, or like the distribution of information, or like the discovering of information, you feel what I'm saying? Because, you know, Aquarius, it deals with knowledge and information, and so Aquarius also deals with the occult. So tapping into sciences like astrology, which like you plan to do, you know, are in the long term definitely gonna benefit you tremendously, especially with you having that Moon in Sagittarius, you feel me? That Moon in Sagittarius will give you an ability to have an awareness of those higher things, you know, higher perspectives, be a more philosophical individual. And it's like having an ability to see the bigger picture is important when it comes to being an astrologer, you feel me? But yeah, okay. So I'm gonna sum up Libra and Aquarius. So it can, like I was talking about manipulation, at the same time, you know, this energy can be projected as well as received, you know. So a Libra may manipulate like someone, but they may not even think it's manipulation, you feel me, in the sense that sometimes like a Libra may say certain things to someone to make them feel a certain way or do certain things. So ultimately the benefit and the value of this sign is that it has an ability to bring harmony and balance, and it's like you are the one who has an ability to bring harmony to, like, when your children are fighting, you feel what I'm saying? And it's not that the mother can do that, because a lot of the times, right, they don't, like, a lot of the times, especially nowadays, right, children don't listen to their parents, but it's like it's the Libra energy within you allows you to be a harmonizer. But this isn't just within childhood, but this is just in general, you feel me? But then it can be negative in the sense that you can cut yourself short, and that's not really the right term to utilize. You can be left out because you like your cup can be empty because you're filling up another person's cup. But it's like I kind of dragged it for too much. I didn't have to say all of that, but it's like, yeah, you know, where it's like you become such a people pleaser that you forget about yourself, and you know, you compromise value to self for the other, you feel me? So it's like Libra does need to learn how to be more like Aries, and have an ability to stand up for oneself and be in conviction, you feel me? And not be afraid to like shake things up, you feel me? Get into confrontation, you feel me? Because sometimes, a lot of the times, I should say, Libra fails to realize that sometimes for the greater peace, you do kind of need a little conflict, you feel what I'm saying? Like sometimes a best thing to do to attain peace is to argue with your partner, you know? It's like within that argument, sometimes something may come out that was like needed for you guys to move forward, you feel me? But yeah, that's Libra. It's too unconfrontational, you feel me? So developing a little bit more confrontation and a little bit of more of like willing to have your own like individuality and your own self and like your own stuff going on outside of just like your relationships, and it's like and I'm not like this. I'm not like this is not a bad thing at all. You feel what I'm saying? It's not a bad thing to be relationship orientated, especially if you're a Libra. Like that's your energy. You feel me? That's the frequency you're tapped into. So that's what you're here to do. Like you're here to experience relationships. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like you still need a self, an individual. You feel me? An ego. You feel what I'm saying? It's like you as an individual, you Sabrina, right? Within you have functions and abilities that only you can fulfill. You feel me? It's like every snowflake is unique and no one snowflake is the same. You feel me? And so even though they are similar, you are unique and you have certain roles you're supposed to fit. And that isn't within the partnership, but that's within the individuality. You feel what I'm saying? And so I had because Libra also deals with business partnerships. You feel what I'm saying? And I was talking with one of my business partners earlier, and I had to break it down to him and explain how, like, because he wants to work with me and he wants to collaborate and do certain things, you know. And I had to explain to him how, like, at this moment I'm working on my own projects and I'm not done with my own projects yet. And I was explaining to him how I feel like it'd be better for me to finish my own project and for him to complete his own things first, and then later on we can come together and collaborate in a sense where I'm not working for him or he's not working for me, but we're working together cooperatively. You know, we feel me? We're working cooperatively together to like develop products and services. You feel me? I hope that makes sense. And so what he wanted to do was kind of like just unify with me, and I would do what he's doing, you feel me, or like come join him. But I was like, nah, bro, like I have to have my own light and you have to have your own light, and then together we can produce lights together. You feel what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. But yeah, that's why it's important to have your individuality, have that Aries energy, you feel me, that conviction, that backbone, you feel me, because a lot of the times, yeah, anyways, we'll leave it at that though. So the story of the Red Riding Hood, right? That story, you feel what I'm saying? So Red Riding Hood is known also as so this is an allegorical story that deals, I guess, with the Libra energy and its cunning abilities. You feel what I'm saying? But it tells a lot about the Libra energy. You feel what I'm saying? So Little Red Riding Hood, right? She's going through the forest to go to her grandma to give her some goodies because her grandma's not feeling good. You feel me? So off the bat, of course, Libra is like that. They're very considerate of the other. They're very nice. You know, they're nice individuals. Very considerate of the other. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what's her name? Little Red Riding Hood is going through the whatchamacallit, the forest, and I think she stumbles across a wolf, right? And then I think she chooses to give it like the benefit of the doubt or some shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? Which Libra typically does. And so this is like the aspect of Libra, which like they can at times have, I want to say, poor judgment in the sense that they can give another person the benefit of the doubt. But I don't like Libra doesn't per se have poor judgment because they also have an ability, you feel me, to see. Hold on. Anyways, as I was saying, you feel me, before I got interrupted. Yeah, you feel me. They don't have bad judgment because they do have an ability to like see from both different angles. The Libra can be very perceptive. They have an ability to put themselves in another person's shoes, so they're not they don't have bad judgment, but they can give a person the benefit of the doubt. And so then the wolf, right, chose to deceive the Libra, essentially, right? And so the wolf was all nicely talking to her and getting her whereabouts, right? Like asking her where she was going, what she had in her just getting detail from her. And so Libra also has this ability, you feel me, of diplomacy. They can be diplomatic, and they can be really good with people. They can be really good salespeople if they wanted to. They're really good with working with people in general. And when I say salespeople, I mean that in a sales situation, the better you're able to keep a poker face, you feel me, and keep your emotions hidden, your true intentions hidden, the more you can sell. And so that's positive and negative, of course, you feel me. Being emotional is positive and negative. Like, and I feel like, yeah, this would be best executed in the department of life that deals with business, you feel me, because in business it's good to be cunning, which Libra is very cunning. And then also Mars and Cancer, these are also individuals who are very diplomatic, and they're also very good more with like influencing others, you feel me, to get, influencing others than like confrontation and things like that. But it's like also Mars and Cancer, the energy, because Mars is energy, you feel what I'm saying? The energy is no longer physical, but it's emotional energy. So Mars and Cancer individuals have a shit ton of emotional energy, you feel what I'm saying? But anyways, as I was saying though, about Libra, so yeah, and so then the wolf, right? So yeah, the wolf was cunning. Its true intention is to eat her, but it's playing off like it's her friend. And so negatively, a Libra can do that, you feel me? But then Libra should be watched out that they're not being played, you feel what I'm saying? And so then when the Libra, right, okay, and so then Little Red Riding Hood goes to her grandma, and then she's like, I don't know, like, honestly, I'm sorry, but like all the details to that story aren't clear to me right now, you feel me? So she goes to her grandma, and now the wolf has eaten her grandma. But so in one of the stories, I think in all of the stories, Little Red Riding Hood ends up being saved, right, by a lumberjack guy who just so happens to hear her screams. And so, because Little Red Riding Hood, it's like, okay, look, before things happen physically, things happen spiritually, mentally, you feel me? And Little Red Riding Hood's conditions were pure, you feel me? She was like exalted in an energy of wanting to help others, in an energy of service, in an energy of love, we can say, you feel me? So there was a higher protection upon her, because her interests were exalted in that she, right, had desires of love, you feel what I'm saying? It's like love is the greatest, it's the greatest protection, right? It's the greatest whatever, everything. It's the highest frequency. And so because of her loving energy, her caring energy, her generosity, and not her selfishness, because so, and this shit is crazy, because the wolf is Libra, but so is Little Red Riding Hood, you feel me? So the wolf ends up getting killed because it more so signifies like it more signifies the selfish aspects of Libra, which Libra may employ to get what it wants from another individual, you feel what I'm saying? So that's what the wolf is signifying, Libra's selfish tendencies towards manipulating another to get what they want, you feel me, which will ultimately end in their demise, hence the wolf getting killed. But then Little Red Riding Hood, right, is Libra exalting itself to serve and help others and be loving and caring. And in that case, you feel me, Libra is saved, you feel me? But yeah, so understand that. Love and unlove. But yeah, I would say that pretty much concludes it. And when it comes to work, you feel me, like Libras are very good when it comes to like psychology, working with others, counseling, you feel me, anything that's one-on-one, because Libra is the one-on-one relationships. They don't do good in groups of people, but they'll do really well with relationships, you feel me? So like, my bad, yeah, with one-on-one relationships, you feel what I'm saying? So like doing what I'm doing, like because we have, me and you, we have our second house we have our second house in Libra. You feel what I'm saying? And so with our second house being in Libra, Venus rules the house of money. So what happens now is that what we value is relationships and others, but it's like at the same time, how we can acquire and attain value is through relationships and others, if that makes sense. So it's like the more you can engage and relate with others in a Libra theme that's also like, the best way to put it here, you know, is relationship selling, technically. And look up, if you don't know what relationship selling, look it up. But I'll also tell you what it is right here. So relationship selling is the newer, modern, you know, sales techniques, I guess, where it's based upon building relationships with an individual. You know, it's like where you're in it for the long run. You feel what I'm saying? With this individual. So you take it upon yourself not only to build a relationship based on business, but a friendship as well. And that's like very much the Libra energy. You feel me? Ooh, my bad. And so, yeah, and so you would benefit from employing things of that nature. You feel me? But also, yeah. But yeah, you know, I'll leave it at that. Okay, next, let's look into your moon. Okay, so you have your moon. Hold on. Let me check real quick. So I know your moon is in Sagittarius. I just forget the house. You feel me? So you have your moon, and yeah. So you have your moon. You have your moon in the exploration decan of Sagittarius within the 3rd house. My bad. It's just it was kind of like thoughts, I guess, mentally constipated looking ass, in the sense that mentally I wanted to express that. I hope that I covered that Libra is all about becoming a master of working with like the light and the dark and learning how to balance the two. You feel what I'm saying? I don't know why I wanted to express that, but to conclude it as a Libra, that is what you would be best equipped to do. Learning how to balance the dualities within life. You feel what I'm saying? The dualities that present themselves to you. But it's like a lot of it is internal duality as well. You feel me? Because it's like Libra growing up, they get so entangled in relationships that eventually they start to think that they're the dysfunction between their parents is somehow connected to them, and they're somehow responsible for like their parents' dysfunction. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, and so what happens here is that they does have internal conflict that they try to resolve by solving external dysfunction. You feel me? So they don't like people arguing around them, and it's because it's associated with them thinking that if a person doesn't like being around them or is unhappy, it's because of them. You feel me? It's because Libra is a personal sign, and so becoming unpersonal is important, especially with you having like the Libra 1st house. You feel me? Learning how to not take things personally. Like earlier, for instance, my friend, she was really stressed out, and she was angry, and so she was venting at me, and at one point I was like, yo, go talk to him, not me. But then I realized that, yo, she's releasing her emotions, and I'm doing such a great thing for her right now by holding this space for her to release her emotions. And so it's important to understand that it's not always personal. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, it's not always personal, because the Libra will go ahead and start to think of all these scenarios and situations of like how it's their fault. You know, I think yeah, I think Libras can be negative as well. Anyways, yeah, we'll leave it at that. But Yeah, so you have your moon in the deacon of exploration. Um, and while you have your moon in Sagittarius, which in the deacon of exploration, within Aquila, you feel me? And I hope that I mentioned earlier where your sun is. It's in the deacon serpents, you know, and that's a serpent, which is held by yeah, you know, like there's a lot of snakes within the Libra energy, like a lot of snakes within the Libra constellation. There's like Draco, there's serpents, then there's Ophiuchus, which is like the snake bearer, who holds serpents. You know, these are just interesting constellations and like stories that you can look into later in your spare time, which will help expand your knowledge and awareness of the Libra energy. You feel what I'm saying? But anyways, is Aquila is a Aquila is a eagle, right? It's Zeus's eagle, and Zeus is the Greek mythological personification of Jupiter. You feel what I'm saying? The ruler of Sagittarius. So yeah, and ultimately Aquila was known. Yeah, I know some things about the mythologies, but then not so much about the others. You feel what I'm saying? So I can't really say much about serpents right now. Except that I think serpents was involved in like biting someone or something like that. I don't know. Yeah, but I do know that Aquila was Zeus's servant. He was his pet, and Zeus would instruct Aquila to do certain things. You feel what I'm saying? And so ultimately, information I extracted from that, you feel me, is that these individuals within this deacon of exploration, you know, they're in a sense called towards a higher mission, a higher purpose, a higher calling. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, a higher purpose, a higher mission, a higher calling. You feel me? And so Sagittarius in of its sign is a sign of devotion. You feel me? And it deals with faith and spirit and like religion and spirituality and awareness of the higher picture, awareness that there is a higher power, that there is a God. You feel what I'm saying? That's all Sagittarius. And so within this, okay, so Sagittarius, when the moon goes into Sagittarius, first and foremost, these are very optimistic and joyful, positive individuals. You feel what I'm saying? But I do feel like with the moon in Sagittarius, sometimes these individuals may be too enjoying. They may be too active doing life that they may forget to go inside and introspect. You feel me? But I don't think that's probably the case with you, because it's like, okay, look, you have like, because you have your Venus in Scorpio, and then you have like your Mars in Cancer. So these do make you very emotional, but it's like neither Venus or Mars are planets that are introspective. You feel me? So but the moon is introspective. You feel what I'm saying? And so when the moon goes into Sagittarius, of course these are the types of individuals who write things out as everything happens for a reason. You know, they're very optimistic and upbeat. You feel me? And sometimes their downfall can be that they're too optimistic, overly unrealistic as well. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, no, for the most part though, these individuals, the moon in Sagittarius, really great energy. You know, you have an ability to disperse good energy to others. You feel me? And with the moon is magnetic, and it deals with what you attract and what you draw to yourself. You feel what I'm saying? And so, like the moon, like Sagittarius is a very energetic sign, and so what this can cause is a very restless mind. You feel what I'm saying? A very active mind. And so Sagittarius is a philosophical sign as well. You feel me? And so when I say restless and active mind, I feel like this can even just be like overly penetrate, not even overly penetrating, but just like, you know, penetrating the wanting to have a a desire to want to understand the deeper aspects of life. So I was gonna say penetrating the surface, you feel me, of things. But yeah, ultimately with these individuals, Moon and Sagittarius, yeah, I feel like they may lack an ability to like connect emotionally with others. It's like with this energy, you feel me, like, because it is a power orientated energy as well, and so they may feel that vulnerability, and being vulnerable, especially being vulnerable to the partner, may be a form or a sign of weakness, and thus they may not want to express their like, yeah, they may not want to express that, you feel me, they may not want to express their vulnerability because, yeah, they feel like the position roles may change, like, because, you know, like, Sagittarius is a masculine sign, you feel me, and because it's a masculine sign, yeah, it prefers to be in control rather than yeah, like the people even that I know who are Sagittarius moons, you feel me, like, they get into relationships where they're a little bit more dominant than their partner, you feel me, but it's cool, like, their partners don't mind, you know, like, yeah, but anyways, geez, kind of went blank, so yeah, Sagittarius, you feel what I'm saying, they can be very, so Sagittarius is also a sign of freedom, you feel me, and so is Aquarius as well. You have your Saturn in Aquarius. So Sagittarius, you feel me, they love their freedom and they need their freedom, you feel me, and thus typically they enjoy when they're the ones calling the shots, you feel me. But at the same time, with the Sagittarius energy, I feel like because you're a Libra, it balances out. But sometimes Sagittarius may be overly involved in doing what they like, that they may neglect what the partner likes, you feel me, and doing things for the partner, you feel what I'm saying. But ultimately though, for the most part, because Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter is the planet of expansion, you feel me, Sagittarius is, and the moon deals with nurturing, you feel me. So I would highly recommend you studying your imagination and you even learning what a living imagination is, you feel me, an imagination that's alive. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah. So very powerful energy, you feel me, with the moon and Sagittarius, with the mind and the imagination. So it's like visions, and having a vision board even would be a benefit for you, you feel me? Because fire deals very much with sight and seeing, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, you know, okay, cool. So yeah, with this placement also, do be careful of like combustion, emotionally speaking, if you know what I'm saying, in the sense that with this energy though, it's like if stress isn't channeled correctly, then emotions can happen, explosions of emotion can take place. For what I'm saying, I feel like that's the best way to play. That's the best. Oh yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay, yeah, you know, so in magic, it's all real and it's all happening, but it's like what happens is, once you have a powerful imagination, you feel me, and explosions of emotion can happen. Anyways, so yeah, that's pretty much the moon in Sagittarius, and also with the moon being in the third house. So the third house is a house that deals with the environment, you feel me, it deals with your immediate environment. It's also a house that deals with siblings, you feel what I'm saying. The fifth house deals with offsprings, but third house deals with siblings, so your siblings. But it also deals with like friendships, you feel me. But the third house is ultimately associationships that were born out of the environment, like your for instance, as a child, like your classmates would be third house energy. Your neighborhood friends would be third house energy. Your siblings would be third house energy because they're around you. So it's the house of the environment, you feel what I'm saying? But the third house, being ruled by Gemini, of course, also deals with the mental environment, in the sense that mentally we all occupy space. With the moon being in the third house, thus what happens here is that you do find yourself reacting a lot when it comes to your thoughts, you feel me? Cause I feel like that's the best way to put it, because the third house deals with the thoughts and how they're associating and connecting with each other, you feel what I'm saying? So you may be a type of person who thinks a lot about how you're thinking, and like if your philosophy and your perception on life even makes sense, you feel what I'm saying? With the moon being in the third house. So the third house is also a house that deals with skills and abilities and talents, you feel me? You may also invest a lot of time on like reacting and responding and thinking about like your skills and your abilities and your talents, but at the same time, moon in the third house individuals typically tend to be very skillful. You know, this is the house of Gemini, the jack of all trades, you feel me? So they can be very handy and known for doing all types of different things, right? And then also moon in Sagittarius. So Sagittarius, the opposite sign of Gemini, it's mutable fire, right? So being mutable fire, these energies, so fire is action, right? And mutability is spreadiness. So a lot of the times Sagittarius may have a tendency of wanting to do many different things at once, and so thus be careful not to spread yourself thin, you feel me? Because a lot of the times they like a Sagittarius, unlike a Gemini, a lot of the times will finish what they start, but it's like sometimes they may start so many different things at once that they'll try to finish it, but they can't because they're energetically depleted, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so that's like the moon in the third house in Sagittarius. Alright, so now let's look at Mercury, which you have your Mercury in Libra, you feel what I'm saying? So with your Mercury being in Libra, in the first house, I think it is, but let me double check for you, of course. So when Mercury goes into Libra, so Mercury is the planet that deals with the thoughts, the mind, the thinking, the logic, the rationality, you feel me, all that good stuff. How you communicate with others, your perception on life, how you rationalize and logicalize life, you feel what I'm saying? And so Mercury in Libra, not Pisces, Mercury in Libra. So this is the Draco deacon of Libra, independence also, you feel me? I said it wrong. So this is the deacon of independence within the Libra sign, and it's signified by the Draco constellation. So there are constellations within the constellations, you feel me? And so yeah, and so this deacon, it's all about independence, and ultimately this is the deacon of Libra, where it's like Libra needs to learn how to break away, you feel me, from like how they were affected. I feel like even like as children, you feel me, in the sense that a Libra's experiences with their relationships, you feel me, have a huge toll on them. And so within this deacon, it's like the whole perception and the whole like sorry, it got all loud. I should probably turn it down. Yeah, you know, something's not right when the music is louder than me. No. But anyways, yeah, you know, so within this deacon, they thus are tasked with first and foremost learning how to let go and release their thoughts concerning others, and how they like caring about another person, you feel me, and not having an ability to be an individual, you feel me. And this is interesting because like Libra typically are independent signs, you feel me, and they have an ability to like, you know, operate in the world, get a job, be stable. And Libras need money, right? Because they enjoy the finer things in life, you know, they enjoy buying things, they enjoy having things, they enjoy money as well, you feel me? So Libra needs money because they want a high standard of living typically, you feel what I'm saying? So I feel like Virgo, yeah, Virgo's kind of want money too. anyways. But yeah, you know, so that like so yeah, that's the first thing, you know, learning to become more individualistic in one's thinking also, you feel me, Because I feel, because okay, check it, like Libra is exalted in Saturn, as we know, you feel me? And Saturn deals with hierarchy, and it deals with authority, and it deals with restrictions and people telling you what to do, you feel what I'm saying? And so a lot of the times when Mercury goes into Libra, you feel me, this can be energy of like, hey, I don't like thinking, me neither, let's just let the government think for us. You know, I don't know if you've seen that meme. You know that meme? But yeah, you know, it can be that energy of like, because like I said, Libra is a sign that deals with the path of least resistance, you feel what I'm saying? And because it's a sign that deals with the path of least resistance, yeah, because it's a sign that deals with the path of least resistance, Libra, because the path that deals with least resistance, Libra goes towards the least resistance, you feel me? And in thinking, the path to the least resistance is to let someone else do the thinking for you, you feel what I'm saying? And so yeah, that can be a negative, a Libra like just kind of conforming. And again, because Libra deals with the other, conformity can be a major theme, you feel what I'm saying? Hold on, let me, yeah, okay, independence. But then it's like Mercury in the first house, you know, these are individuals also who are very attentive to thought, you feel what I'm saying? Mercury in the first house makes you a Geminian or Virgonian. Oh, you are already Virgo, so I'll say a Geminian person, a type of a Geminian person, very intellectual, very mentally involved with the self, you feel me? And so this becomes, so then, and so Mercury in the first house makes it that like your thinking becomes of importance, the way you think becomes of importance, and you peep game on like how you're thinking and how it's affecting you, you feel me? So it's like the way you think in this house can become a little bit more personal, if that makes sense. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, and I feel like these are sorts of individuals who are interested in making sure that like they have the right way of thinking, if this makes sense, like that their perception on life is correct. Yeah, but ultimately Mercury in the first house does make it that things that are prominent about you, about your personality, are like your mental processing abilities, feel me, your ability to think, logicalize, rationalize, etc. You feel what I'm saying? Okay, yeah, so you know, so Mercury in Libra just highlights that energy of like, also you have a great ability to speak, especially with both your sun and your moon being in your, my bad, both Mercury and your sun being in the first house. You have a natural ability to like communicate and speak, you know. It's like this conjunction brings the aspect of, I mean, the gift of gab, you feel what I'm saying? So you are a natural speaker. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty much Mercury and Libra in the first house. These are individuals who are they're intelligent mentally, you feel me? They like to communicate, they like to switch and exchange ideas with others. They love accumulating information as well, you feel me? They're very much into art and like the beauty, yeah, into beauty as well, you feel what I'm saying? And they're very articulate in their communication. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness. I don't know, it's something you say a lot, but it's like when I say eloquence, there's like this beauty or there's niceness about listening to them speak, you feel me? This beauty not only about how they sound, but also about how they construct their word, you feel what I'm saying? Because Libra is a sign of beauty, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah, both Libra and Taurus. Anyways, yeah, so that's Mercury, first house, you feel what I'm saying? Now let's look at now let's get into Venus. Okay, so you have Venus within the decan of responsibility, you feel what I'm saying? Within the decan of responsibility within the Ophiuchus constellation. Alright, so Venus is in the sign Scorpio within the second house. Alright, so what this all means, ultimately, what you need to know is that your Venus is in Scorpio in the second house. Okay. Hold on. God damn. Okay, so with your Venus being in Scorpio in the second house, so unfortunately Venus is in detriment here in the sign Scorpio, but it does good in the second house, fortunately though. So Venus is a planet of relations. It's the social planet. It deals with how you socialize with others, how you interact with others. It sets the theme for the type of individuals you attract in your life as well, especially intimate people. You feel what I'm saying? And so Venus and Scorpio energy. So I'll say the positive and the negative. You feel me? Positively, Venus and Scorpio energy can attract strong people. You feel me? People that are psychically and spiritually in tune. You know, as Scorpio deals with psychics. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, people, even like people that are, I want to say emotionally considerate, in the sense that Scorpio, even though ruled by Mars and it's a negative sign, Scorpio has a great ability of loyalty. You feel me? They will be so loyal that they'll die for someone type energy. You feel what I'm saying? And so, but it's like once you betray a Scorpio, then that's it. You feel me? Scorpios don't really give second chances like that. You feel what I'm saying? So, with your Venus being in Scorpio, first and foremost, you are a sort of individual who has an ability to love so intensely. You feel what I'm saying? Because Scorpio is a sign of intensity. So when you love, you give it your all. But it's like at the same time, when you are like welcoming someone into your, so it's interesting how this energy works. When you are welcoming someone into your space, you feel me? Like Libra, air sign, you know, it welcomes everyone, and it's friendly. You feel what I'm saying? It's cool. You feel what I'm saying? But then it's like, but then Scorpio, it's more of a reserved sign. It's more like, it can be paranoid as well, suspicious at times as well. You feel me? So the Scorpio energy is more reserved, and it's more like, I don't know if I want to be your friend. Like, I'm okay by myself, you know, chilling. Because Scorpio is a sign of isolation as well. And so when Venus goes into Scorpio, it can be very isolated and alone. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, so let's start talking about this. So first and foremost, people who have their Venus in Scorpio, you feel me? These are people who are very psychic themselves, and they're very tapped in the sense that they can pick up on energy and information from other people. You feel me? It's like, you don't have to even, a person doesn't have to speak for you to know. You feel me? But also because Scorpio, okay, because Scorpio is a sign, you feel me, that deals with sex and the sex organs. Sex is something that's of great importance to a Scorpio. Venus, and Venus, right, is the planet of relations. So it's like, sex in a relationship really contributes to the joining and the harmony of the relationship between the two, because Scorpio is a sign that deals with union, it deals with merging, it deals with but like, nah, it's like, yeah bitch, we're gonna merge and we're gonna be one type of energy. It's not no you know, it's not light, it's intense. So a lot of the times Scorpios want to be completely and holistically merged with their partners. You feel what I'm saying? That's the way they want to ride, and that's the way they like to ride. You feel what I'm saying? But then it's like, yeah, like with Venus and Scorpio, like there can be hardships and struggles that can also manifest here. You feel what I'm saying? And these are pretty resolute. Like, one thing here is that like the Scorpio energy may have a difficulty, Venus and Scorpio may have a difficulty opening up and really opening up, you feel me, and like, yeah, revealing certain departments of themselves. You feel what I'm saying? But of course, once they're comfortable, they do so easily, of course. But it's like, a Scorpio Venus will demand that their partner pours, you know, or the person they're relating with pours and tells them everything about themselves. But then the Scorpio isn't comfortable doing that themselves. But then it's like at the same time with the Venus and Scorpio, people just naturally feel gravitated towards you and wanting to talk to you and things like that. You feel what I'm saying? And so with your Venus being a Scorpio in the second house though, so this is interesting energy, because Scorpio is a sign that deals with desiring. It deals with wanting things, commanding to have things, feeling like you deserve things, but not actually going out and doing it. Like doing things to get it, like not being practical, but just wanting things. You feel what I'm saying? So the emotions that are associated with the desire of thing, like a passion essentially, because Scorpio does do a passion. You feel me? And so yeah, that's the thing with the Scorpio energies. It's like there's a type of individual who may want things, but then it's like they just want it, but they don't go out and get it. You feel what I'm saying? And so when Venus goes into Scorpio in the second house, I feel like Venus and Scorpio in the second house, I feel like with this energy, it's an energy where like hardships in the relationships are to be expected, but it's like it's like there's tremendous value there. You feel what I'm saying? Because the second house is the house of values and possessions and having something. And so it's like Scorpio is a sign that deals with like trials. It deals with trials and tribulations as well, but it more deals with hardship and overcoming hardship. It's not trials and tribulations as in you're being tested, but hardship as in like you were born in the projects and then like now you have to struggle through the projects and get out and work hard. Like that's what the Scorpio, because that's what the Mars energy is all about. You feel me? So it's like with the Venus and Scorpio, there are times when you're asked to fight for like your friends, your relationships, and X, Y, and Z, and it's like when that time comes to be, you should. You feel what I'm saying? And I feel like with Venus and Scorpio here, it's also of great importance to understand that like a lot of the things that happen with like a deeper reasoning behind them. You feel me? And like not being too controlling, but in a sense allowing things to flow and allowing like divine intervention to take place if needed, and take that as it resonates. You feel me? But yeah, ultimately, yeah, you feel me? Like, because Scorpio is a sign that deals with power and control as well. So power and control issues can arise. You feel what I'm saying? When it comes to like the department of relationships. So like I noticed there was like a little a conflict between you and one of like my Facebook friends. You feel me? And you guys think we're talking about God, and he was on one end and you were on the other end, and like I don't know. I feel like yeah, you guys are just kind of clashing egos technically. But yeah, that's a good way to put it. Ego clashing, power, control problems. You feel what I'm saying? Where it's like it can be projected, but it's like with Venus, this is a magnetic planet. A lot of the times, what you are attracting, a lot of the times you attract circumstances where people might try to manipulate you or try to play you. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like, yeah, that's pretty much the Venus energy though. I also want to say this: Venus in the second house produces this energy of value. You feel me? Where it's like you're a sort of person who is valuable to have as a friend. You feel me? Like you bring value to your friends, but your friends also happen to bring value to you. You feel me? Yeah. Yeah. There are hardships there too as well though, for sure, no doubt, with the Venus and Libra energy. But I feel like these hardships, it makes a lot of sense. Because you have the Libra energy already, so you're meant to be in relationships and dealing with relationships. And then with Venus and Scorpio, it's an indication that you need to work through the traumas together, you feel me, and heal together type energy. You feel what I'm saying? So I also love how you're on that wave of like doing the least damage to your children. And I probably should not put it in like that, but more like on that awareness that you want to be as beneficial to them as possible. You feel what I'm saying? Because yeah, you know, that's what it's all about, healing. Venus and Sagittarius, my bad, Venus and Scorpio, very much about healing and releasing and helping others heal as well. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave it at that. Well, one last thing, of course. It's also important here to get into like psychoanalysis, psychoanalysis with that. So yeah, you know, it's important to tap into psychoanalysis and analyze the psyche. You feel me? And learn where certain thought patterns and X, Y, and Z are coming from, because it's like with this placement as well. You feel what I'm saying? There can be certain toxic projections that can be projected into the partner. You feel me? I feel like because Scorpio is very narcissistic energy. It can be very selfish energy. It's very manipulative energy. You feel me? So shadow work is important as well, and it's important to reflect on like your relationships. You feel me? And yeah, you know, and yeah, and it's like, but that's for the sake of improvement. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're a Libra, so I'm not. It's not to say that there's so that lets me know that there is harmony. You know, Libra has an ability to create harmony within relationship. But then, but then it's like at the same time, it can manifest otherwise as well, because like I said earlier, Libra is not balanced, but it's about creating balance. You feel what I'm saying? And I guess with your Venus and Scorpio, it kind of just focuses you more on that, like where a lot of a person's unhealedness manifests. You feel me? So you are a healer, and you are meant to assist others in this world in that manner. You feel me? And Virgo is a sign that deals with service, and they always find themselves towards fields of work that deal with helping others. Typically nurses, you feel me, or counselors, or like whatever it is, you feel me, help. You can find a Virgo helping another person, essentially. But yeah, so that's the Venus, feel me, in Scorpio in the second house. Alright, so now let's look at Mars. Okay, oh shit. So you have your Mars in Cancer in the 10th house, okay? So your Mars is in Cancer in the 10th house, you feel what I'm saying? So Mars is a planet of execution. It deals with your ambitiousness, your drive, your will, you feel me? It deals with how you get up and do things, essentially. It's your power, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, it's your aggression, ultimately. That's the best word for Mars, aggression. So Mars, as you probably know, is debilitated in Cancer, you feel me? And so with the debilitation of Cancer within the Mars, so Cancer, so Cancer's archetype, you feel me? Cancer is exalted in Jupiter. Cancer is exalted in Jupiter, and it's at home. It's at home in the moon, you feel me? So Cancer's Jupiterian exaltation signifies and expresses Cancer's like mercifulness, loving nature. You feel me? Forgivingness is like a Cancer is very forgiving, but they'll never forget. You feel me? And so Mars deals with the aggression. So a good example for this to begin is like you're a sort of person who, like when things happen to you, you know, you have an ability to let it go. Like you'll never forget it, but you'll never forget it, but like you'll forgive, you feel me? But it's like your Venus is in Scorpio. Scorpio doesn't really forgive like that. A Scorpio will hold a grudge like their life depended on it, you know? And that's like your relations. So maybe there are certain things from the past that happened between you and others that you may need to go back on and reflect on and think on, like, do I need to forgive this person? Like, are there any grudges that I'm holding that I need to let go? You feel what I'm saying? Because Venus and Scorpio will do that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they will do that. And it's important to let go because when you let go of those grudges that you're holding, then you free yourself and you allow more space for more energy to come in, and more energy coming into your life, new energy coming into your life is new things happening, new good things happening into your life. You feel what I'm saying? So that would be important as well, that reflectiveness. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so Mars in Cancer. So these are the types of individuals that aren't per se assertive like that. You know, they don't really like to get up in your face and make a statement maybe, or like get up in your face and like kick your ass because you did some shit, right? They don't really operate at that level, but they're more femininely grounded. You feel me? They're more like classy. The woman, you know, more classy. Very soft. You feel what I'm saying? And very emotionally inclined. Very emotionally inclined, as Mars deals with energy. And so, with Mars here, Mars likes to execute and do things. Mars rules the muscles. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about activity. But then it's like the moon. Okay, so everything that Mars is, Cancer isn't. You feel me? So Mars is execution, Mars is extroverted, and Mars is assertiveness. You feel me? Meanwhile, the moon is introvertedness, introspection. You feel me? Being passive. You feel me? So when Mars goes into Cancer, it's more, it's like it struggles with execution because it has more emotional energy than physical, practical energy. You feel me? And this is interesting because like with that moon in Sagittarius, this is more like mental restlessness. Like you may be mentally restless. You feel what I'm saying? But then like with Mars and Cancer here, this energy is like just you having a lot of emotional energy and thus needing to do a lot of emotional work. Not my bad. So check it. It's like either hold on. So the way that this emotional energy expresses, it does express as like this sweetness. You feel me? Like it used to be a debilitation, but technically in this modern age, you feel me? Like Mars and Cancer is not really debilitated because Mars and Cancer individuals, one of their greatest strengths and abilities is the diplomaticism. They're very diplomatic and they have an ability to, in a sense, get what they want out of someone. But Cancer, being exalted in Jupiter, you know, they're not selfish like that. They're pretty selfless. So this isn't like them getting what they want out of someone from a manipulative standpoint, but it's kind of like an equal exchange type of energy, if that makes sense. You feel what I'm saying? So Cancer would be really good with like business, you feel what I'm saying? But also Mars and Cancer in the 10th house, this is definitely very much energy that's pointing towards working from home, you feel what I'm saying? And furthermore, Cancer is ruled by the moon, right? And so the moon deals with the mind, the subconscious mind, which is also the soul, which and so thus the moon also deals with like psychic abilities, mysticism, astral projection. And so Mars and Cancer individuals, you feel me, these are like their tools of their weapons, you feel me, of option. Like not their weapon of their weapon of option, we can say. Even though like a Mars and Cancer individual is not a warlike individual, they're rather like they want to give hugs, they don't want to fight, you feel me, they don't want to punch people in the face. They want the peace and harmony, not the war. But like Moon and Sagittarius people, they be wanting to like sometimes they can just want to fight people. Like a Mars and Sagittarius person, I feel can more so be inclined towards violence a little bit more. But like nah, with your Mars and Cancer though, that kind of does debilitate the energy. But like Mars and Cancer, Moon and Sagittarius energy, this is like if someone is messing with someone you care about though, then it's not okay. Then someone's getting their head ripped off. You feel what I'm saying? That very much is Sagittarius, Cancer. But yeah, anyways, anyways, what else should I say about this energy? Alright, Sabrina, you wouldn't believe what just happened. I think I ran out of space on my SD card, and so I had to. But anyways, that's typical, right, with these readings that I'm doing for you. So yeah, so as I was saying, Mars and Cancer, right? So yeah, like those are like, honestly, I forget where I was at. I think I was probably talking about like the diplomacy, or I probably was on the area of the subject where I was discussing how like Mars, right? So I was talking about how Cancer is ruled by the moon and how the moon deals with the mind, and so Mars and Cancer, a lot of your tools or your weapons, you can say, because right, you know, Mars deals with how you execute things, deal with like, are more spiritual. You feel what I'm saying? But with this placement, like I said earlier, they're more passive. You feel me? Because Cancer is everything Mars isn't, and Mars is everything Cancer isn't. So it's a struggle here. You feel me? And yeah, a backbone is missing. But for the most part though, yeah, things like astral projection. You feel me? Like if you were to learn how to astral project, you would be good at that. You feel me? But it's like with this placement, it's also important to learn psychoanalysis. You feel me? I already said that earlier with Venus and Scorpio. Both Scorpio and Cancer are water signs, and water deals with emotions. And so Mars signifies and shows that there are emotions that are entangled and associated with the childhood and with the mother also. You feel me? But ultimately with the psyche and the mind. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah, so like, for instance, Mars and Cancer can be like domestic violence, for example. You feel me? But at the same time, like Mars does have an affinity, a certain affinity for the moon, or in other words, like Mars does have like the moon and the Mars can unify harmoniously, in that Mars brings out, the responsibilities of the moon. In other words, the desire to want to nurture family and the desire to want to be responsible for someone activates our Mars energy, in the sense that when you have someone that depends on you, you're willing to work 2 times harder. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and so in that sense, like Mars and the moon do have an affinity for each other. Like when you have a family, you feel me, then and you have people depending on you, then you kind of have to, and you're not just operating for yourself, but you're operating for the well-being of the family. Then in that case, you know, it's like you're on steroids because you're doing it for the family, if that makes sense. But that's Cancer. You feel what I'm saying? Mars and Cancer, one of the positive things is that they are very family orientated. You feel me? And their family drives them. They're very familial driven. You feel me? Yeah, very inspired by the family as well. You feel what I'm saying? All that good stuff. But yeah, so like Mars also deals with like the sexuality and the sex drive. You feel what I'm saying? And so with Mars being in Cancer, you feel me, there is a chance that like sexual like misconduct, you feel me, or how, like abuse might have taken place even in the home. You feel me? As Cancer does deal with the home. You feel me? So you know, that's a possibility. You feel what I'm saying with Mars and Cancer? It's like Mars and Cancer, Mars in the 4th house. You feel me? All of these, because Mars in Cancer or Mars in the 4th house will always result as like domestic violence. You feel me? And it can be sexual abuse as well. And so, with that being said, it would be of importance to like dive into the psyche in that aspect, and one's sexuality even, and become aware on how that is affecting you. You feel me? And how like maybe experiences in the past, sexual experiences in the past you had, you feel me, that were disharmonious, how they may be trailing into your present sex life. You feel me? And so healing your sexuality, I feel like, can be very relevant with Mars and Cancer. Also, you know, take that as it fits. If it doesn't fit, then it doesn't fit. You feel what I'm saying? But also, what's call it? Um, Cancer is a very dualistic sign. You feel me? Its planet, the moon, deals with fluctuation. You feel me? Changing. The moon is always waxing and waning, waxing and waning. You feel me? Bipolarism. You feel what I'm saying? So, there can be a fluctuation manifested in the sexuality. You feel me? Where Mars and Cancer's individuals may sway from being overly like sexual and passionate and emotional and wanting to connect emotionally and sexually, to other times and phases where they don't want to at all. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like, I don't know if that fluctuation manifests with you. You feel what I'm saying? The fluctuation of like hot and cold, I guess you can even say. But I feel like that is very a Mars and Cancer thing as well, for sure. But then Libra, it's one of like it's a very sexed sign. You feel me? Libra is a very sexed sign. And by the way, Libra in the body rules the organs. What the fuck? Libra in the body rules the kidney, not the organs. It rules the kidney. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, it rules the kidney. So honestly, information concerning the kidney is not coming to me right now, so I can't really explain why it rules the kidney and why it's significant. You feel me? But like, definitely do some research on the kidney and what the kidney does, and that information about the kidney will also help you learn more about the Libra energy, because it's like the kidney came from Libra. You feel me? Just like the heart came from the sun. You feel me? And like the nervous system and the brain came from Mercury, in the sense that these, like, and the bones came from Saturn, in the sense that these things, you feel me, like bones, right? It's our foundation, it's our structure. You feel me? The principles and the ideas of that energy belongs to that planet, so it came from that planet. You feel me? And so the idea behind the liver comes from Libra. You feel what I'm saying? And then Venus rules the skin. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, take that as well and do some research on that if you like. But anyways, yeah, so that's like the Mars in Cancer. But let's talk about the 10th house as well, as you do have your Mars in the 10th house. So with your Mars being in the 10th house, you feel me, the way that this energy expresses and plays out is that so the 10th house is a house that deals with the business. You feel me? It deals with the career, it deals with the credit, the honor, you feel me, the status, all that energy. So the 10th house is a house of like, it's the house that deals with the environment, that deals with your credit and your status and your honor. So these are things that you're known for, you feel me? And so with Cancer being in the 10th house, you are very known for like Cancerian things, right? So for example, for like being a mother, for being kind, you know, for being generous, you know, and having a big heart, you know, because these are indeed Cancerian things. But primarily for being sensitive and like emotional, and I'm not even talking on a negative standpoint of like being touchy, but I mean like being considerate emotionally, because that's what Cancer is more about. You feel what I'm saying? But and so thus, you know, with the Mars in Cancer energy, you know, with this type of energy, it's like you can work, because like I said earlier, right, the 10th house deals with the career. So, and Mars is a sign that deals with drive, you feel me? And with Mars in Cancer in the 10th house, it's like, find the way to make a business out of that which it is you are comfortable in already. I hope, because I kind of said that longer than I needed to, you feel me? I could have said that shorter. But anyways, I hope you get what I'm saying. So, find a way to turn, like, the things that you're already comfortable in into a business. Because like, first and foremost, Cancer in the 10th house, this is more like working from home, you feel me? Like I like you have my ascendant in Virgo, and so my 10th house is also in Cancer, you feel me? And I work from my home, you feel me? I work from anywhere I want. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, it's very much Cancerian, like, you feel me, yeah, work from home. But it's like when we get into the houses, we'll talk about the houses. But I know that most of your 10th house is in Gemini. Yeah, I'm pretty sure most of your 10th house is in, yeah, most of your 10th house is in Gemini, you feel me? And then most of your 11th house is in Cancer, and then most of your 12th house is in Virgo. My bad, is in Leo. Wait, no, that's wrong. That's wrong. Hold on. We'll get to it when we get to it later. You feel what I'm saying? When I'm looking at your houses. But yeah. Anyways, so yeah, you do have some Gemini in your 10th house as well. It was what I was trying to say earlier. Ultimately, you know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to look. For real. But yeah, you know, working from home, having a home-driven business. You feel me? This energy is also being like a person who is very, like, you're good with being like a wife. You feel me? Like, cause Mars in Cancer, right? Like, your motivations and your inspirations are orientated in servicing and helping. You know, and that's because Virgo, Libra, same thing, servicing. You feel me? So you are. It does produce a very like motivational energy to do your job as a wife and as a mother as well. You feel what I'm saying? So you are very. I already said this earlier though, that you're very inspired and motivated by your children, right? All right, but yeah, in the 10th house, Mars in the 10th house, it's like it's important to pursue like a channel of career. You feel me? That deals with like psychology. You feel me? Psychoanalysis, and even astrology. And the reason why I'm bringing these up, you know, because also, like, Cancer can deal with like daycare assistants. You feel me? I think working with like the stocks market. You feel me? Because Cancer, it's very emotionally attuned. You know, yeah, Cancer. Yeah, intuitive, you feel me? So I think working with like, and like the stocks market is ruled by the moon, you feel me? It's associated to the moon, so yeah, that's a Cancerian thing. But ultimately though, Cancer, like in Mars, because Mars deals with surgery as well, you feel me? And surgeons, it rules over surgeons. So Cancer Mars is like the surgeon who is removing but it's like you have to be your own psychosurgeon, you feel me? Removing things from your psychology, you feel me? Trauma and limiting beliefs from your psychology, you feel what I'm saying? This is like Mars and Cancer, because shit has to go, you feel me? And shit that's associated with the roots, you feel what I'm saying? Because Cancer does deal with the roots, family, you feel what I'm saying? But anyways, yeah, that's Mars and Cancer in the 10th house. Now let's proceed to your Jupiter. You feel what I'm saying? I say you feel what I'm saying a lot. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. And I don't even have any Gemini. I mean, I don't even have any Cancer in my chart. Cancer, I'm just gonna break this down real quick. You know, it's interesting because Cancer's thought trend is I feel. You feel what I'm saying? And so Gemini's thought trend is I think. You feel me? And I was thinking about how I say you feel what I'm saying a lot, and like I'm a Gemini Cancer cusp, and it's like Gemini is all about thinking and saying, and then Cancer is all about feeling. So I'm always like, you feel what I'm saying, bro? But anyways, back to the reading. all right. So yeah. So you have Jupiter, if I'm not mistaken, in Virgo. Yeah, so you have Jupiter and Virgo in the first house. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So with you having Jupiter and Virgo in the first house, this is how this energy plays out. Okay, so Virgo is the debilitation of Jupiter. You feel what I'm saying? Because Jupiter is debilitated, and because the opposite sign of Virgo is Pisces, and Pisces is the ruler. I mean, Pisces is ruled by Jupiter. So when Jupiter goes into Virgo, the sign of its opposing sign it's debilitated. Essentially, Virgo is concrete, realistic, you feel me, grounded in reality, you feel me. They can more believe in systems, and a lot of the times they have a desire to, like, I don't like, when Mars goes, okay, so like when Jupiter goes into Virgo, it can, the problem can be that they can be overly like critical and overly analytical, you know, even to like religions, you feel me, because that's what Jupiter deals with. It deals with religions, it deals with like yeah, religions and higher thoughts, you feel me. But ultimately, Jupiter also deals with interests, and it deals with energies that are expanded about you, you feel me. So like a lot of Virgo energy is expand, like with you having Jupiter and Virgo, and especially it being in the first house, like with you having the first house, Virgo and Jupiter, like Jupiter is expanding the Virgo energy ultimately, for what I'm saying. But then at the same time, this is its debilitation, because Jupiter is a benefic planet, it'll always do good and it'll always expand, you feel me. But in this case of Virgo, what it's expanding is a sign that's very earthly, that's very grounded into the material world, and that's susceptible to being materialistic, because Virgo, right, is very inclined towards relying heavily upon the reports of their senses, right? So genuinely believing that reality as it is, as it seems, you feel me, genuinely believing that what they're experiencing, where they are, is all that there can be. And this is because of Virgo's detail orientation, right? And they say that the devil's in the detail also, huh? Yeah, you feel what I'm saying? So you feel what I'm saying? So yeah, you feel me? So Virgo is Virgo and Jupiter, first and foremost, it's also important that, like, I feel like with this placement, one thing is workaholicism, you feel me? I think Jupiter and Virgo, they can be very inclined towards workaholism and working. But at the same time though, when I feel like when Virgo is in the first house, the workaholism and like the analysis and the criticism is directed inwardly, you feel me. And but at the same time though, because Jupiter expands and blesses you with the traits of the sign, you do have a great ability to work, you feel me. And work may be something you probably enjoy, you feel me. You might be a person who enjoys working. You know, Jupiter and Virgo individuals are typically very productive individuals when they work as well, very committed as well, and that transfers to like your relationships as well. You're a very committed person, you feel me. Like even when it comes to a problem you may want to solve, you may commit to that problem, you feel what I'm saying? Yeah. It makes sense, you feel me? So yeah, when Jupiter is in Virgo, like your strengths and your attributes are in your ability to manage, you feel me, manage other people and work with other people, you feel what I'm saying? Like Virgo is also a very practical sign, and they have the ability to take what Gemini, so Gemini and Virgo are both ruled by Mercury, you feel what I'm saying? And so Mercury rules thoughts, and so Gemini is the internal expression of thought, meanwhile Virgo is the external expression of thought. Gemini can supply Virgo with the ideas and the thoughts, but Gemini is an ungrounded, it's an air sign, so it's ungrounded, and it resides within the mental planes, within the clouds. So it doesn't really know how to get a job or like use its resources or network or connect with. I mean, a Gemini can probably network, you feel me? What I'm trying to say is like a Virgo knows how to tap into its resources, you feel me? And they know how to work with what they have to get where they need to go, you feel me? Yeah, like they know how to work with, they know how to use the best of what they have, you feel what I'm saying? And that's like Virgo, you know, with this energy, like occultistically speaking, the awareness becomes that the thought in which you hold becomes that which you experience. You feel me? But I also think that because Virgo is naturally ruled by thoughts, and Jupiter deals with philosophy, and we're dealing with Mercury here because Virgo is ruled by Mercury, and so what that means is that wherever Virgo goes, it's bringing Mercury with it. Like Mercury is broadcasting itself through Virgo. So like if Virgo is in Jupiter, then Mercury and Jupiter are interacting with each other, in the sense that Jupiter is harmonized to Mercury. You feel me? Because Jupiter is in the feminine side of Mercury. You feel me? And so Mercury will always be thoughts, and so thought also becomes prevalent here. And so Virgo is also like my bad, not Virgo, Jupiter, right? Jupiter also deals with like our beliefs and our philosophies, you feel me? And so does like the Virgo honestly, the Jupiter and now I can't really say that they, like when they evolve, it comes to this realization that their thought goes on to create their reality. But it's like Virgo needs to learn that their thoughts, the thoughts which they covet within, will go on to produce their external results. It's like if you covet within you disharmonious thoughts, then you will produce disharmonious results external of you. You feel me? And the science is so deep and it's so true. You feel what I'm saying? It's real shit, no cap. But anyways, yeah, like that's definitely a thing that like the Virgo energy in of itself needs to learn. Just as like Libra needs to learn how to deal with the internal conflict within it and harmonize the internal conflict inside. You feel what I'm saying? Virgo needs to learn. It's technically the same thing. You feel me? To covet more harmonious energies. But a lot of the times, the negative can be that they're incapable of seeing the bigger picture. You feel me? They can't see, as the saying goes, the trees for the forest, or the forest for the trees. I don't know which way it is, but it's like, because Virgo is so focused on the trees, it fails to realize that it's in a forest, if that makes sense. You feel me? That there's a bigger picture, there's a bigger reasoning behind why all this is happening. You feel me? Yeah, if that makes sense. So that's Virgo for you. You feel what I'm saying? My bad, it's Jupiter. So because it's in your first house also, so in this placement, Virgo is extra like supportive and very helpful. You feel me? It likes to assist. It likes to support others. Like Virgo is the sign of service. You feel me? It's the sign of it's the maiden. You feel what I'm saying? So it's all about giving. And Virgo doesn't feel complete unless it is serving, unless it is giving. You feel what I'm saying? And so yeah, like a Virgo lives to serve. You feel me? Virgos are known to manifest in like the different areas of service, like do medicine. You feel me? Like behavioral counseling, all types of shit. But Virgos just like to serve. And when Jupiter is in Virgo, it really manifests. I mean, it expands the energy. And so now we will be talking about Saturn. You feel me? And this is gonna be the last planet we will talk about. And then we will talk about everything else in your next session. We'll cover Saturn, Neptune, the ascendant, Saturn, Neptune, Pluto, and the ascendant, and the other houses in the next session. You feel what I'm saying? For sure. Okay, so let's check it out. So you have Saturn in Aquarius in the 5th house, and it's in the Deacon of Inspiration. And it's also signified or represented by Cygnus, my bad, not Cygnus, by Pegasus. You feel what I'm saying? Alright, so first and foremost, the Deacon of Inspiration. This Deacon is all about like bringing new energy to humanity, right? Because that's what inspiration is. You feel what I'm saying? And so definitely check out the story of Pegasus. You feel me? He's a horse with wings that lived amongst the 7 muses, You feel me? I don't know what the mountain was called. You feel me? And he drank from like, I don't know. The mythology ultimately states that he inspires artists and musicians. You feel me? Etc. You feel what I'm saying? So within this deacon, it's all about inspiration. You feel me? Okay. And so Mars, my bad, not Mars. So Saturn deals with time. It deals with restriction. It deals with the past. You feel me? Meanwhile, Aquarius deals with the future. It deals with breaking limitations and restrictions. It deals with freedom. It deals with rebellion. You feel me? So here, there can be a conflict between like the past and the future. You feel me? These individuals can be polarized between the past and the future, in the sense that they may be so entangled in past experiences that the future may not be the clearest. If that, it's fuck. I don't even want to put it like that. You feel me? But it's like, nah, not. I don't really want to put it like that. Damn. But there is some other shit to get into though, as well. But yeah, ultimately that is how it kind of manifests. You feel me? Even though, like Saturn is the best place. I mean, Saturn is a good place for Aquarius is a good place for Saturn to be, because within this placement, you know, these individuals are also individuals who can see into the reality and see like the injustices. You feel me? Within government, for instance. You feel me? So these are more people that are like the conspiracy theorists, you can even say, or people that the government doesn't like and tries to destroy. You feel me? Because these are people that, because Aquarius is ruled by Saturn and is very worldly, they are typically asleep. You feel what I'm saying? Hold on, give me a sec. Actually, I'm just gonna do the rest of the video in the dark. Fuck it, I guess. But yeah, you know, so they are like scared. My bad, not scared. But because Saturn rules Aquarius, they are worldly, yeah, and so they can be of this world, and they can go through their experiences where they are programmed. But also, it's important to understand that Saturn and Aquarius here, these individuals can be greatly influenced by people. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of the restrictions and limitations probably do have their origins in society. You feel what I'm saying? And so it's important to release and let go. Like, there's a lot of unlearning what you learned with this placement as well. But I feel like with this placement, you know, there has always been this inclination and this desire to want to help humanity. It's like this burning call within, you feel me, that like, I have to help humanity. You feel what I'm saying? But it's like ultimately the fifth house also is a house, right, that deals with offsprings. It also deals with like entertainment and like it deals with sex and you know, all these things. And so with Aquarius being in the fifth house, I mean with Saturn being in Aquarius in the fifth house, you know, the children, like, so this is just me reading your chart as it is, you feel what I'm saying? But according to this placement, right, Saturn in the fifth house, and it has nothing to do with Aquarius really, but it's just Saturn in the fifth house. Okay, so with Saturn in the fifth house, like a lot of the times the children can manifest as like responsibilities. You feel what I'm saying? But at the same time, I want to say this: Aquarius is a sign that's very social. You feel me? So there is a social theme manifested within like the children and you. But then at the same time, Aquarius is also a sign that deals with information, and it deals with databases, and it deals with like I guess more what I'm trying to say is that it deals with knowledge and awareness. So it's like consciousness. So it's like the children can be conscious, because Aquarius is alien as well, energy, you feel me? So like there's something about your children with Aquarius in the fifth house, with your Saturn being Aquarius in the fifth house, but also with your Saturn being Aquarius in the fifth house, though it does indicate that like your children will also have a lot to bring to you as well, you feel me? A lot of lessons that they'll probably teach you and X, Y, and Z, because you know that's what Saturn also deals with, you know, lessons, if that makes sense. But yeah, you know, that's like the Saturn energy. So I'm over here walking in eggshells, but what I really should have done was just said it like it is, straight up, that like with Saturn in the 5th house, a lot of the time the children do manifest to become like, because Saturn also deals with time, you feel me? Like it deals with the past, but deals with time in general, you feel what I'm saying? And so in time, like the children can become of like a responsibility and X, Y, and Z. And so with this information, this awareness, it's like then you will go on to do things that will make sure that like in the future you're not unprepared, or your responsibilities outweigh like your abilities, like your responsibilities don't outweigh your abilities type energy, you feel what I'm saying? But yeah, so this pretty much concludes your reading, Sabrina. I will be coming at you in part 2 soon, you feel me? But let me know what you thought of this part as well. Thank you. You know, as I'm fading into the dark, I'll just end it. Alright, peace, my friend. I'ma stay.